All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Wait, what were we saying?
I love playing games.
Playing games.
Especially,
What?
yeah, especially the story-rich one, kind of like
Oh
RPG.
yeah, storage.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You
I love
mentioned
Persona games.
Persona. I've just
Yeah,
watched one friend play Persona yesterday. Actually, it's a really interesting game. Like the graphics looks very very unique, very different, and the interface, especially, the interface is really dynamic. I think it follows the characters, and that aspect I think is really unique about this game.
yeah. That's why I love it. It's like from the art is really pretty, and the story, I love them.
Hmm.
Like every three, there are three series like Persona 3, 4, and 5.
Oh yeah,
I
there's so
love
many
them all.
personas. Yeah, I think the person
Yeah, yeah,
played like
yeah.
Persona 5. Are there any differences?
Um, it's kind of like different. Every story is different. The main character is different,
Oh, like the
but
characters are different, completely different
yeah,
from different series?
yeah, different
Wow,
different
that's
set. Every different series, different story and different. But the playstyle is the same mostly. It's
I
just the
see.
story is different.
Are they I don't know anything about it, but like are they kind of in the same universe? Same cinematic universe, I guess?
No. The title is different. So, actually, I have never watched the other series. I only like watch the original one. I
The
haven't tried.
series?
Yeah,
Persona?
it's kind of like the original one. Yeah,
There's
Persona 3 only, Persona 4 only, and Persona 5 only. There's actually kind of like a sequel. I don't know. It's kind of like a sequel also, or just another series. Like we can play with the other. I mean, like the three of main characters is still in the one game. Kind of like that. I haven't played that. It's kind of like Persona Dance, if I'm not wrong. The name.
hmm,
I haven't watched them,
watch them. So like
but
they're Persona games,
yeah,
but also they're anime series or what?
yeah. They have the anime too. For
Wow.
3, 4, and 5, yeah, they have the anime, but it's kind of like the other series. Nah, they don't have the anime.
Yeah, that's really extensive. So I'm curious, like which came out first? The chicken with the egg.
Yeah, Persona 3 is kind of like, for me, it's kind of like the story is kind of dark.
Oh,
It's
dark
I think the
story.
most dark one. Yeah,
So I was asking like, did the anime come out first or the game came out
the
first?
game first.
Okay,
The
okay.
game first. Yeah, and yeah, the game is more. The story of the game is more pretty than the anime. The anime.
Yeah, of course, it's a
But
game.
yeah,
You get to make
yeah,
your own decisions. Get to take your own actions.
but since I cannot play because I don't have PlayStation and the emulator isn't working, so yeah, I only watch. Only able to watch.
Wait,
Yeah,
so a
but
persona? Some personas are PlayStation only. You're saying
sorry.
some games are PlayStation only, are only available on
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Before it's only PlayStation. Now, they are on Steam. I mean, like that.
Oh,
There's only Xbox. Yeah, but
um,
the price is kind of pricey.
oh, how much? How much is it? Roughly, I guess $30, $60.
Oh, wait. Let me check. In dollars. Persona
Hmm.
5 in USD. Oh, it's
Let's see.
$60.
It's $60. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm also checking. I couldn't find any. Yeah, that's a bit pricey. I mean, all
It's
the
crazy. Yeah,
big Switch games are like $60. Zelda Breath of the
yeah,
Wild when it came
yeah,
out, Mario Odyssey, all those big games, Mario Kart, all are $60. I mean, I got all of them,
yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah,
do
the
you
story
have a
is good,
Switch?
but oh yeah, I have a Switch, but I
Oh, nice.
only play Pokemon. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Wait, is that the same
Do you
Pokemon that you
play?
played on stream?
Yeah. It's the same with
Oh, nice.
the one that I play in stream.
Damn.
Actually, I want to play Sword and Shield, but the game is always kind of pricey. to buy one game.
It really sucks, isn't it? Being a streamer or just even a gamer, it is a huge investment. I mean, you're playing games after games, and each game costs so much. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
even sustainable. It's a bit of
Yeah.
a luxury, I guess. We're so used
Sometimes,
to it.
yeah.
Like, there's such a huge market for gamers. Yeah, the games are
Yeah.
so like when I look back on games like Portal, they're so cheap. They're like $15 without a sale. With a sale, they're like just a couple bucks. And they're like
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic games. Do you know Portal?
Yeah, no, I know. Actually, I have Portal, but I never played at
Oh,
one
you
at
should play.
all.
You should definitely play it. Like, is it Portal or Portal 2?
I want, yeah, Portal. I have Portal too, and
Yeah.
actually I want to play with my friends, but yeah, we still need to kind of like match the time since all of us kind of like have our own schedule.
Yeah, that
Other
really
than
sucks.
streamer,
Well,
I'm working. So at the office, kind of like that. I'm working for people, so I get like the time is kind
yeah,
of tight.
outside of stream. Yeah. But
Yeah,
Portal is kind of a, what is it called? Solo game? Yes, there's co-op mode, which is fantastic. You get to play like all of the
I
maps.
think for Portal One is a solo game. Well, but for Portal Two, we can like have a multiplayer, two players.
Yeah, you can. And that's
Hmm.
really like another wonderful world of Portal 2. I'm not to say that the solo game wasn't
Yeah,
good. It was fantastic, the storyline that I played through
yeah.
multiple times. And but like the co-op aspect of the game really opens up another world because you have to play all of those maps that really the community builds. It's not only just the official ones, and they're insanely complex ones to
Wow.
explore upon, I think.
Yeah, actually, I saw one of my friends play Portal Two. It's kind of like a thinking game. You need
Well,
to
it is a
think.
puzzle game, right? After all, so
Yeah, it's
you
puzzle
do need to
games.
use your
Yeah,
brain to think
yeah,
through some problems. But I
yeah,
really do think Portal, as a puzzle game, it really isn't. It's very conceived within the game design that it doesn't feel like a puzzle game when you play it, and that's one of the beauties of it. I think. They're
yeah,
very simple
yeah.
rules. You shoot portals around. But then using simple mechanics like that, I really like the aspect of some games when there are only a couple simple game mechanics, but those mechanics build up the whole system. So you can the game it might seem simple, but some really creative players get to use those mechanics to really open up a world
Yeah,
of possibilities. Like just look at
yeah,
like
yeah.
Among Us, right? As an
Well, yeah,
example, I know it's probably a
it's
bad example, but like it's a very simple game. There are only a couple rules,
yeah, yeah.
but like look at how many
Uh,
strategies the players have developed. That's insane. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I play Among Us. It's really chaotic games, but it's really simple. But yeah, it's simple, but it's in multiplayers. It can mostly I don't know. For me, I think I love multiplayer games more rather than playing solo. If it's
wait, you
not
like
a
multiplayer
story
more?
risk, yeah. I mean, like if the story risk really like a Persona or Suikoden, something like that, it's really like yeah. I enjoy it to play solo because I want to enjoy the story, right? But it's kind of like Among Us. It's like there's no story on it,
Yeah,
right?
it's I mean it's a
It's more
completely
like
different type of
multiplayer.
game. Also,
Yeah, it's really been gonna yeah. That's why I love. But sometimes kind of like I love multiplayer game because I can track with my friends too, like that.
yeah, it's a completely different vibe. I guess solo games. I mean, there are different solo games
Yeah.
like Minecraft, which is open world sandbox. There's not a
Oh
story,
yeah.
but you get to explore an entire
You
world and
can
do all
you
kinds of
can
things.
yeah, yeah.
You can get insanely addictive in even solo, but it is definitely opens up to a different dimension where you get to SMPs with the different people and modded Minecraft, of course. Well, I guess some of the
Yeah.
solo games, story-driven solo games, is really dependent on the story. If there's a good story, then there's a winner, right? Like you get invested into the story, into the characters, and that becomes a good game. Yeah, it's really different because a
Yeah,
world of a
it's
variety of games, such wonderful
um
games.
uh yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you,
but sometimes when I really when you can play multiplayer, kind of like you can share the fun with your friends, kind of like that.
oh yeah,
That's why
I
sometimes
love the
yeah,
aspect of sharing the experience with people. That's
yeah,
part of the
yeah,
reason
the
I do
sharing
content
experience.
creation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why. Yeah, that's the same for me too.
Oh,
It's kind of like I want to share. I'm like, when I play game, I'll enjoy it, and I kind of like I want to show people like this game is good. I want to share
Yes.
the joy of the game, something
Yes,
like
and like
that.
the progress you made along. Like I don't know if you play shooters, you probably do. Like when I make some awesome kills, I want to document that, right? Like even if
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like a couple people watch it, but like that thing is recorded on the internet, so you can go
yeah,
back and
yeah,
look at it. You know?
yeah. It's like, yeah, actually I want to make a clip, so it's kind of like the funny moments, but time doku.
Oh yeah, you made
I
some
really,
TikToks too. I think you shared me the other
yeah,
day.
I made a TikTok one. It is only Valorant. Oh,
Yeah.
before it actually I recorded before I start streaming, but that's why I can use kind of like the clippers, programs, applications, something like that.
Oh right, those programs are so handy. I don't have any, but I'm jealous of people who do because it runs in the background
Yeah,
and you don't have to open up OBS.
yeah. Yeah, you don't need to open OBS, and they will clip us kind of like the deaths, the kills, and assist. It's something like that. Yeah,
You don't even
I
have to
use that
press a
because
button.
no. There's a setting kind of like if you want to record full or you want to record kind of like you. I think the default is kind of like 10 seconds before and 10 seconds after um the action. So it's kind of like
Wait, do you have to
20.
press a button to say, oh,
No, no, no,
when I
no,
press it, so like
no,
it
no.
automatically detects when you make
It's
a kill or
automatically.
something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. It's
What?
detect
That is
automatically.
mind blowing.
Yeah,
Okay. That
yeah,
is kind of mind blowing. How did they even do
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I don't know. They did track it like that. I think it's kind of like probably they record it full, but if you choose kind of like only the clips, they will kind of cut it and only save only upload it the part the clip part gitu, something like that.
Okay, by the way, this is your Twitch, I mean TikTok. So
Yeah,
you only have I think 4 videos on it, but these
yeah.
are
So
pretty awesome
therefore,
kills, I guess. Let's
yeah,
see.
it's kind of like
How long have you been
it's
playing
kind
this
of
game
like
for?
actually kind of a year,
A
but
year?
the problem is I've never kind of like have experience any of
Mhm.
FPS before.
Oh yeah,
It's
you
kind
didn't
of
have
like
much FPX
yeah.
experience.
And it's kind of like Valorant is kind of like a
Oh,
really
look at that.
FPS play here. Yeah, and
Um,
some I think in that game I play in an A player in a server with my friends. It's
Cypher. I
because kind of
don't.
like
Is that like the white character? I forgot. Anyway, there's so many Asians. I only they're okay.
yeah,
I've
there's
gotten
so
better.
many
There are
Asians.
only like a few Asians name who I'm not familiar with. Cypher. Oh, Cypher's the one with the hat, right?
Yeah, the server is the one with the hat.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I like to use the killjoy with the bots.
Oh, you Killjoy.
Yeah. Because
I've pretty guilty because I've
it
been killed by those bots a couple times. You're not supposed
actually
to be
kind of
killed.
like there's a funny moments. It like there's we play with random people, right? It's like for I play with 3 of my friends, so we one is a random. Man, it's almost ace. It's kind of like they say the random say that I want to S okay, but suddenly my bot killed the last person. So my boss killed stole the last hit, stole the
Wait,
ace.
what?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it happens. I think it happens twice. So it's kind of like the last person on the enemy is kind of like have a low health, and
Hmm.
it accidentally my bot kills it. So
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I saw someone's ace twice. I guess I think something like that happens.
Wait, Ace? Who's
It's,
Ace?
yeah, someone ace. So it's kind of like someone already killed 4 right from the
Mhm.
enemies, and the last person
Oh,
is kind
like
of
your
like
bot stole their Ace?
yeah. My boss saw their ace.
Okay, I see. That's pretty. That's pretty savage of you. Your bot.
It is pretty sad, but kind of like, oh, it's funny, but kind of sad too. Oh my gosh. And like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
It's very funny because like for us players, we don't even care those bots.
Yeah.
Like we just
Yeah,
think
yeah,
they do no
yeah.
damage. We just ignore them.
Yeah, yeah. Usually people ignore them, but I didn't know that the enemies will be that low.
Yeah, it's sort of like if you place a rock, I don't know, like even water over time will like erode rock like crazy. I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
stories like on Earth. It's crazy.
That's, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think.
So,
Mhm.
uh, I thought like, I used to play Sage, kind of
Oh,
like the
same.
my first agent.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I kind of tried Sage, but then my first main was like Neon because I thought many people played her and she just moved fast. So I was like, why not become the Flash? You know, it moves
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, 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 yeah. Nail is less, and you know it's kind of joke. When people there actually this company like managing the electricity in my country. It's called PLN. Usually people call it PLN, something like that. Right? And
Okay.
every time everyone's heard the Dale's old, oh my god, the walking PLN people in my
That's pretty funny.
country say something like that because of the
Okay.
old. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's like the what's it called? The
Yeah,
electro. I don't know. It's like the
yeah,
villain in Spider-Man.
electro.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Neon's ult is kind of like shooting
Oh,
electricity,
exactly.
something like
Also,
that.
it's almost
Yeah,
exactly the same. It's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like that. That's why the walking pail. Oh my god, the walking pail.
damn. I feel like when you use Neon's alt, it feels
Yeah.
very light because there's not like it's like it's not gonna drift. Like when you aim, there's I don't know what's called. There's a term for that, but like the bullets don't shoot
Uh.
exactly the center. They spread out. And but for Neon's alt, there's none of that. So you have to get
Oh
used to
yeah.
that because there's
Kind
no
of like
drift.
recoil, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I
I still
think.
didn't. I don't know the term so, but yeah, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to get
Usually
used to
when
that.
we.
Like it's
Yeah, yeah.
supposed to be easier to aim because it's literally like 100% aimed. It's pointing at exactly where you're pointing at. But you have to adjust to that because you're so used to the guns being, not so accurate. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, it's something like that. But the downside of Neon, I don't like it's kind of like characters that need to move fast, right?
Mhm.
I cannot keep up with the fast moving
Wait,
characters
sorry, what?
actually. When you use Neon, it's kind of like movement characters, right? You need to keep moving, and it's kind of like what's call it? You cannot move fast with the Neons because the skill itself is gonna boost the speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I
You're saying
cannot keep up with the speed.
you have to
I
move
cannot.
fast playing Neon?
Yeah, yeah. I think Neon is kind of to maximize her skills. You need to kind of like the movements. I
Well,
cannot
of
keep up with
course.
the
I
movements.
mean, that's literally her
Yeah,
ability.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
funny
I
how
cannot
like
keep up with the movements.
you cannot
So
like you playing
yeah,
Neon,
no,
but you
no.
can't
I didn't play Neon because of that. I cannot keep up with the movements
like you
and
play
the
Neon,
skills.
you cannot
Yeah,
adapt to the character's ability to move fast. How
yeah, yeah,
how does that work? Like you, but because
yeah,
you are controlling the character, so you are moving fast, but you can't.
yeah.
Oh, like you can't.
I cannot
I
keep up.
guess
Yeah, I
adapt to that
cannot
speed.
keep up.
You're
Yeah, I
very
cannot
used to
adapt with
how
the speed.
yeah the characters
Yeah,
used to move slowly. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I
Something like
could
that.
sort of see
Uh,
that, but something similar that happened to me was when I played Neon. Like I get used to that speed, so when I get off Neon and play other characters, I'm like shit, I can't move. I
yeah,
can't, do you get me? Yeah.
yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
the speed
opposite
is kind of
happens when
different.
when I get used to non-neon characters, which is what I main right now, which is Raze. I really need to try out the characters. I have your like I really need to try out the characters. But all those non-neon characters, I'm used to them now. So I just walk, and that's the constant speed, and I barely jump and stuff. And when I play Neon, I just don't use her ability because I forget I'm Neon. You
Yeah,
follow me?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
just
Yeah, yeah.
rounds
Yeah,
later
yeah.
I find out, oh shit, I'm Neon now. I can move fast. I can
Yeah,
do all of
yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
I can slide around. And so it was like shit.
Yeah, yeah. That was true. I mean, it was true. Kind of like
Yeah.
when I use noun, I really use the abilities. I forget to use the ability, and
Oh
when I
my
use the
gosh.
ability, I cannot keep up with the speed. So like, I'm not gonna use neon. I'm gonna just use another characters. Okay, not neon.
Yeah, I guess that's why you have to be diversified and well
Yeah,
versed in many characters. I don't know if people
yeah,
are
and
like high level players. I'm talking like the pros. If they are like a pro at every character, I know they have a main, but like, are they? Do they just only? I'm curious because I know I can't get the answer from you because, but do they? I wonder if they're like, they've mastered every single character and they just choose one to main, and every single character, although they don't main them, they're like way better at them than you are. I mean, of course, or they just stick to one and just never touch any of them. You know, I'm just curious.
I think they tried every characters, but yeah, for them, they only main one.
Hmm.
Probably two, something kind of like that. I think depends on their roles. Since
Yeah.
like Valorant is kind of like there's a initiator, right? Duelist, stop
Damn,
the
you know way more
ini
than I do.
sentinels. The sentinels. Sentinel is more like
Hmm.
defending, right? Um, and duelist is kind of like for opening the path, something like that. They're the
Okay.
one
If I were to play
who's
Raze, who
gonna
would I be?
yeah, duelist. And
What?
Neon and Raze is duelist. It's kind of like the one who battles, something like that. Initiator is like yeah, the one who initiate.
Okay.
Usually they have kind of stun, yeah, something like that. Okay,
I think it's
and there's one a controller.
okay. What does that do?
Um, controller is kind of like crowd control. It's kind of like Viper with the
Ooh.
walls.
Oh my god, that's so freaking annoying. Like I hate
Yeah,
the walls. Hate the walls. I don't know
yeah,
about you, but
the walls. Yeah, yeah, the walls kind of annoying, and the old is annoying too. I'm like, you
like
got
I
poison
know there's a point
until one
to
HP.
building the walls. I like I know they're there for a purpose, and all the smoke and stuff. I'm talking walls and smokes. I hate them
Yeah, yeah,
because like
yeah,
I guess it blocks. Like sometimes it's beneficial when there's literally enemy in front of me and there is someone deploys smoke. Then thanks for saving me because that's literally a shield. But sometimes people do kill through smoke. So that does happen. They do make headshots, which is kind of amazing. But most of the times when there's smoke deployed right in front of us, then just basically ceases fire. But when like when we're holding like a corridor or something, or we're holding a corner, and there's like when the round starts, smoke gets immediately deployed. I was like, I can't see, bitch. Like I now like this basically this entrance is like blocked. I have to like walk other way. And I'm not even talking about like enemy smoke. I'm talking about like teammate smoke, right? I mean, there's definitely a
yeah, yeah,
strategy
yeah,
they're following. I don't know what that strategy is, but it's kind of annoying.
yeah, yeah.
I guess I'm just totally wrong because I can't
Sometimes
play.
no, it's sometimes kind of like when we play with random peoples. When we are attacking, we try to attack one side. Sometimes people smoke our side. I mean our entrance. It's kind of like why you smoke our entrance?
Wait,
You
like your
shouldn't smoke
teammate?
our entrance.
Your
Yeah, yeah.
teammates?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes when we play with randoms, smoker randoms, they they smoke the
Just
entrance. Kind of like how we
just smoke
enter?
the door before you get out. You know?
How we how smoke our door? You should smoke the inside. I mean, like when you smoke inside, people kind of like they cannot see us when we enter, right?
Hmm.
It can be beneficial if they guarding a usual spots kind of like that.
Hmm.
And for FPS players, kind of like we have kind of same spot to watch kind of something like that, right? As we attacking, we should smoke that part gitu loh, that part when we think the enemies will be there. But no, sometimes they just smoke the door. Our doors go like, how can we enter now?
Yeah, I wonder if they're trolling or
Yeah,
not.
so
This
many
is
trolls in the randoms, something like that. And sometimes they play as a smoker, but they don't smoke at all. So you don't.
they probably
What do you use? What do you use?
they're probably like me who don't know how to smoke because I never played smoke. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Sometimes that happen, and sometimes even we ask, would you mind to smoke here, please? Because didn't use at all, right? We try
And
to
then
ask,
and they
but
don't smoke,
yeah,
and they
they
still
just
don't smoke.
don't smoke. Like, why?
I guess they're
Why?
healthy people. They're not smokers. No.
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I am completely similar. I think you mentioned earlier. This is your first FPS, kind of.
Oh yeah.
I think you're pretty invested in this game. Like you know, like you seem to know a lot. I think you
Oh
probably have
yeah.
like
Yeah.
how's your game sense? Because I have none.
I thought my game sense is still bad. I mean, I'm still kind of
Okay.
iron and bronze, something like that.
I see.
But yeah, there's a time when I play with my friends a lot, like a few months. After that, I didn't play, rarely play something like that. So to improve better, I should be able to kind of like most play daily, something like that, to
I
practice.
like when you play daily, when you get into the groove, do you find yourself like improving a lot? And then what happens when you stop and then come back
When
later?
I stop, when I come back, it's kind of like I lose my progress, some of my progress, something like that. That's why that's why my aim is never improve. It's always I always aim body rather than headshot.
Oh yeah, aim is definitely something that degrades over time when you stop playing.
Yeah, yeah.
But do you because there's something very different that happens when you stop for a long time. Sometimes, yeah, your skill gets worse. You have to warm up when you get in. But sometimes, so there's something strange happening in your brain. And when you get back, you're suddenly much better and I think much mature in some senses. I think how you process stuff, and when you get back on it, although you need time to warm up, by the time you warmed up, you find yourself much fluent in some sense in the game or in other skills like playing an instrument or whatever. Do you have you experienced that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, kind of like it will be different when I first time I played. It's kind of like it will be different, but yeah. Uh, I think still I can still feel kind of like well when I play again, it's kind of like oh I still understand this and that, but the progress is kind of like stuck.
Hmm.
It's not really improved, something like that.
It's very interesting because I do find improvements over long durations of breaks. And it is factually
Oh.
true. Like if you ask people, like they say the same thing. It is actually something that happens in your brain. It's very weird because when I get back into Valorant, like aiming, sometimes I just aim like shit because I haven't played in a long time. But most of the times I think because especially now my aim has improved so much. Like when in deathmatch I can kill people sometimes consistently and I get first place because after I get back from a break, I
Yeah.
can suddenly like play, after warming up. I was like, damn, I'm like actually this good now. I'm not saying I'm good. Like I'm obviously like still iron, iron bronze level, but it's very weird being able to suddenly play a game. It's not a huge life changing jump, but it's like a noticeable jump, because before I wasn't moving like this. I wasn't moving like this in deathmatch, and I wasn't crouching and making all those precise kills, but now I can. So that's a bit of a surprise, I guess.
Oh. I I'm not. I feel still kind of like the same as before for me,
Yeah, but I
but
guess you do have to get to a certain level before taking the break in order
mhm.
to plant the seed in your brain for it to develop. I think I mean Obviously, scientists have studied this, I guess, but I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It's definitely interesting. I mean, hopefully, one day I can get someone onto the podcast to talk about this in details. Get some
And
people who
that'll be
actually know this shit.
interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably I still don't have kind of like the right the right portion to I'm not like how to practice kind of like that. I don't still find an effective way for me to practice to improve myself. Kind
Oh
of
yeah,
like that.
I don't even care about that shit. That's it's too complicated. Some people,
Yeah,
some
it's so
friends
good.
grind aim lab, right? Hours per day. That's insane. I mean, they're getting to pro levels
Yes.
plays.
Yeah, but for me actually that's kind of insane. Kind of like I don't know. I think if green every day probably yeah, but if it's too much for me, I think my brain cannot keep up. My
Well, like,
my brain is kind of like burn out. Right, kind of
well,
like that.
for me, I play this game just for fun, right? Like, I enjoy
Yeah,
killing
yeah,
people. I enjoy
yeah,
aiming and clicking buttons and them dropping, like making headshots. I enjoy that aspect of the game, but those are the people who like get to the professional, like competitive level. They play comps every day, they practice every day, and they're just grinding to up that ladder of all the ranks. That's what they do. I mean, I don't. Yes, I would want a good rank to look good, but you know, like if what it takes is constant grinding, it takes the fun out of it. It gets tiring and it gets toxic, especially. That's why many people quit the game and think this game is toxic. I mean, if you just play for fun, it's not going to be toxic. And if you just like, I guess comp, but encounter toxic people but you just ignore them, I know it's hard to ignore, but if you just ignore them, it's not going to become toxic. But if you're constantly exposed in this toxic environment, I guess it can get a little overwhelming over time. So I don't grind. I don't do that. Like maximizing my like performance, you know. I just play for fun. But I guess it's not fun if you can't perform well. That's why I'm kind of glad I'm in the middle ground. Like I
sounds
can
like
perform a little bit.
yeah.
I'm not a pro level, but I still can perform a little bit. So I guess well, that works out for me. Yeah, I enjoy this
Well,
game so much.
I think I understand what you mean. Actually, I don't green too. I only play this game as a fun game, but
Hmm.
sometimes yeah, people get to overwork and
Yeah,
they
try
forget
hard.
that it's only game. Yeah, they try hard so much. Even if it is only in standard gameplay. It's standard. It's even not a competitive play. But they still kind of like keep keep being toxic. I don't know why. It's standard. Oh please, it's only standard. It's standard for
Like
a
unrated.
reason. It's not a community. Yeah, they offer it kind of like oh yeah. I don't forget that. Actually, I didn't play for kind of like months maybe or
No,
more than a month. I forget the state. I mean the standard normal one what is called
it's
the states.
unrated.
I forgot. Unrated. Oh, yeah, unrated. I'm like, I found many people in unrated. They keep being toxic, and I don't know what they want.
Well, that's kind
Sometimes
of
people,
really trying hard. I
yeah,
mean,
people just
I
trying too hard.
appreciate, and I do really mean it, when people, like, it doesn't matter what mode they play in, when they get serious and they work as a team and really just try to get a good score. I appreciate that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's some serious gameplay. You know, that really brings the meaning out of that game. It's not just a game, you know, it's something we
yeah,
strive to work for. But like, it
yeah.
just
That's
don't get
true.
to that toxic level. That's you know, especially in non-rated. You should do that.
Yeah,
Valorant is kind
yeah.
of my sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's kind of like why I don't know. I don't understand. And there's a game kind of like people keep cursing all the game. It's kind of like that.
Cursing all the game, like they curse
Yeah,
in games.
yeah, keep cursing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
curse in the game. They curse all the game, all the game. I like why you're cursing. I'm like sometimes they even didn't play better than us, but they keep cursing. I don't understand why.
Well, like it depends on what kind of cursing. I mean, yeah, I do curse all the time, kind of in games.
I don't know. I'm like they're cursing other players. and they're
Oh,
being rude to
oh,
other
that's
people.
not so nice. Don't be not so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Um,
It's really not nice. Why do you need to do that?
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
it's only a game. Please be chill.
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
could sympathize a little bit that it could get very annoying when someone kills you many times in a row or something like that. But I won't curse at them. You
yeah,
know, that's my bottom line. I won't
yeah,
curse at them. Also, I heard you sort of can't curse.
yeah.
You recently, I don't know, during a certain amount of time.
No, no. I really curse.
Oh, you rarely curse. Wow,
I really
that's really
curse.
nice.
Yeah,
So it
but
wouldn't be
yeah.
much of a challenge for you because for Yuenmi-chan, who I just did a podcast with yesterday, she
Uh
says
huh.
she cursed a lot, and it was a pretty damn hard challenge for her when she was like playing Tetris with me. We played Tetris yesterday, and she like couldn't control it. Like, she didn't curse, but it was so hard for her. She just tried so hard not to curse. But the game gets
Yeah, yeah,
harder.
yeah, yeah. Actually, you're right. Yeah, she curse a lot. When you watch the VOD of of her playing the horror game, the Yomo, are you one? She curse a lot. Yeah,
That's funny.
and so
He doesn't look like
yeah,
someone who would
that's so
curse.
funny. Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, it's kind of like for that one, for the cursing one, we're kind of like a different side of different side
Yeah, they're
of
totally
cassettes,
polarized.
different side of coins. Yeah, I'm so flawed about that. I really curse.
Okay, then for someone
Falling,
who
the
doesn't.
most thing falling like, oh oh I'll only
Okay,
say something like
barely.
that.
Yeah.
Barely, but not come to cursing.
But for someone like you, like
But,
who plays games, for example, with someone who curses a lot, what kind of effect does it have on you? Like, do you feel sorta tiny, a little bit of uncomfortable, or is it totally fine? Like you vibe with it, you know?
actually, that's different. When people curse me, if those other people's, I was just gonna, I can curse, brush it off. If that's other people, but if it is friends cursing me, it's kind of like it's a different. I will feel like I feel kind of feel bad about that.
Wait, you feel bad?
I mean, like I feel bad. So usually because in a game, I'm not a good one. I'm only doing that for fun, right? So
Mm,
if I play with a friend who is too competitive at the time and they kind of begin to cursing, I feel kind of like I feel bad. I'm like I
hmm.
feel sorry.
Ooh.
I know maybe you want to win, but I am not really good at this game, so
Damn.
I
So
kind of feel
this is
bad.
the point where it gets toxic, right? You feel
Yeah,
pressured
yeah,
and you
yeah,
feel sorry, and then you feel bad for
yeah,
yourself. Like,
yeah.
but well,
But
don't
yeah, if it's
feel that way. I
yeah,
guess it's not
yeah.
particularly good for you. I guess.
Yeah, it's not good for me. But if it's from enemies, I kind of like I can brush it off easily.
Oh,
That happens only
that's
when
nice.
it's with my friends. It's my friends because kind of like you're my friends. I mean, like you know my, you should know my skills. I mean like I didn't mean everything like losing. If we can win, yeah, that will be good. But if we are losing, you please, you know my skill. You don't put me under pressure more. I mean, like when you're under pressure, your gameplay will decrease. Though. Your skill
Oh yeah,
will be
especially.
decreased.
Do you find that the same
Yeah,
thing happening when you're streaming versus when you play off stream? Because I've had experience that when
yeah,
the first few times I streamed, I couldn't play. Like, I was playing a completely different, like a complete different person. Because like streaming was kind of something I have to get used to, and being able to like looking at chat and like focus on gameplay, especially VCing with other people when you're collabing. That's when it really gets chaotic because you're not like exactly focusing on, but your brain is part of your brain is working on chatting with them, and you're invested in it. So you're less invested in the game, so you just get killed naturally. So I had to kind of like, I don't know. I still haven't figured out how to collab with people, especially playing competitive games like Valorant, and still perform and then chat with them at the same time. You know, it's kind of like singing and playing an instrument at the same time, as well.
yeah. Actually, it's kind of hard one. Like multitasking with when you play games and then you see chat, especially in the common Valorant, right?
Mhm.
Actually, when I do that, when I need to focus in a game, I probably sometimes say to my chat kind of like, "I'm really sorry. I need to focus on my on my game. If you want to chat, you can chat. I will I will reply it. I will read it and reply it after the tension is not it's not high anymore.
Yeah, that's
It's
good.
kind
That's
of like
good because
yeah,
I
yeah.
do feel
Sometimes I
sometimes
say that.
like when some streamers do focus on the gameplay, and that's what they should do, and the chat gets kind of like left alone. So it is good for you for bringing that up beforehand. I do appreciate
Yeah, yeah,
that aspect, and when it happens when you like even talk to people, and then people just they're focused on a certain task and they won't respond to you. It's like at least just say okay, wait a second, give me a second, and I'll get back to you in a second.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
made the
yeah.
world changes. Um,
Yeah.
but wait, what were you talking about with streaming? I was trying to recall
Oh,
what you said. Sorry.
oh, yeah. It's kind of like yeah. It's when if you need to focus on the game. I will say kind of like I'm sorry, chat. I need to focus on my game. I will back to you later. You can chat in the chat box. I will read it after I don't need too much focus on the game. And sometimes that's why you need a moderator. A moderator can help you with that when you need to focus on a game. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had a point that I wanted to bring up because you said that, but I don't think I can exactly recall what I wanted to say. It's like something related to when you focus on a game and what you do to your chat. Damn, I forgot.
Yeah, yeah.
My brain sucks.
Yeah, this one.
It's the
Okay, it's
modern
okay.
brain. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah, it's
all have
moderate.
shorter
Yeah.
attention span and shorter memory. Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens actually.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
very annoying.
sometimes when yeah, it's not kind of annoying. Like we want to say it, but for a second when we really kind of like a different attention, or we lose focus for what we want to say, and then it's just poof.
Poof, it's gone.
What what did I want to say
Yeah,
just now? Oh my god.
it's it's like online
Yeah,
friends,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's like, oh, I thought we're friends. Where are you? Where have you been? You're just gone.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, this kind of sometimes this happens a lot to me actually, and like, and then when I remember it again, it's kind of like it's already passed too long, kind of like, oh, I remember it now.
Oh yeah, sometimes you do
Why
recall
I
it, and it
remember
happens.
now?
It's like people have told me, just let it go. It will come back, right? It will come back. Just let it go for now.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
rarely comes
yeah.
back, motherfucker.
It's really complex, but it with the that is in the wrong time. Okay, it's in the wrong time.
Yeah, like I appreciate when it
Oh
comes
my-
back, but it rarely happens. So I was like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I know it's not gonna come back. It's like it's fine. Like I'm used to it,
Yeah.
and it happens in music too. Like it's frustrating because when an idea comes, like I compose in my brain, I form my ideas in my brain. It sucks because I can't extract that. Like the only way to extract music from my brain is to record it on a DAW. DAW stands for a digital audio workstation for people who don't know, which is like the programs we use to write music on computers instead of writing on paper the old school way. It is extremely inefficient, right? Like the only input you have
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a keyboard and a mouse, and sometimes your MIDI keyboard, and that's it. So like,
Yeah,
it takes skills and time and effort to completely translate what's in your brain down to the computer, and the information
yeah.
loss is significant. So it's frustrating when I want to make music. So I just always do my best just to try to retain that information in my brain. Same like memory. I like jotting down ideas as well.
Yeah, actually, that I like to write. Right, sometimes an idea pop up when I cannot, I can't write or type it on my phone or something like that. Sometimes when I just kind of like when I'm on the way to somewhere and I cannot take my phone with me, and I kind of like I cannot type it right away. So
Mhm.
I just kind of like try to remember it all the way, but sometimes I cannot remember all of them.
You try
Some
to use your
information is kind of
brain.
missing. Yeah,
Damn,
I
that's
try to remember it, but yeah, even though
respect.
I tried, because sometimes it's kind of like when I go home, when I on the way my home, it's kind of like I cannot type it right away on my phone. It's kind of like I try to remember it, but sometimes many things happen on the way, right? On the way home, it's like so kind of like there's missing information. Kind of,
But like, okay, how
the
many times do you
idea.
have to try and it ends up failing? Like you lose the memory. How many times does that have to happen for you to go like, oh, maybe my memory is not reliable after all.
Yeah,
Next time I'm
actually,
probably not gonna rely on my memory.
actually, kind of like that happens many times, but sometimes the idea is kind of like popping up on when it's not the right time. And kind of like, why, why?
Yeah, I have a tip for you. I mean, try to use a more efficient way, which is voice. You know, have you tried that? It's
Voice.
really useful. Just record your voice, literally. Grab your phone and record your idea down. And when you get
Oh,
home,
oh,
you can just write it on the computer. It really works.
actually, sometimes, sometimes I'm using kind of like a motorcycle, so I cannot even record it on the way home. So yeah,
So kind of like
and
riding on a ship, not kind of like a ship. I don't know what exactly it is, but I
yeah,
guess you're moving.
I'm using motorcycle to travel around, so it's kind of like it's not convenient to. I'm like the one who drives, not me, so so it's not convenient to like to ask, oh, would you mind to please tell head so I can type?
Well, I
So
guess,
I'll record. Yeah, that's why
damn, I guess it's
most
not
of
so
my ideas
convenient.
guys is just poof.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully that's gonna
Yeah,
change in
that's
the
what I'm
future,
doing.
and it will.
Yeah, I hope.
People, it will. Yeah, Valorant's kind of like my first FPS as well. I mean, my first legit FPS, but because I played Overwatch before, I mentioned this. Overwatch is it's like a different game. I mentioned it in the first podcast, and became before FPS. I didn't have any like actual legit like aiming skills, killing people skills. So I really got to build that skill up during Valorant. And was that the same for you? Because you said Valorant is also your first like FPS game. You didn't have any prior experiences before that?
Actually, I kind of like I ever tried Counter Strike,
Ooh,
but it's kind of like only like a few games only, and so it's kind of like after you can say kind of like 3 or 4 days only, and then I never played it again. So it's kind of like the longest one that I really play is Valorant. Yeah, I tried Apex, but after Valorant, but it's kind of like Apex is really hard. I mean, like even I can see the enemies. Where is the enemies?
oh,
Oh,
Counter Strike, right?
and
Is it that like
yeah,
what Valorant is based off of? I kind of think there's the
kind of
spike,
yeah,
yeah, and
kind
people
of
say
yeah,
it's like a blend of
yes,
what Counter Strike and other games.
yeah. I won't offer. I think it's not Overwatch. I forgot what games they used to say.
Mm-hmm.
I forget.
Yeah.
This will be
Anyways,
one more games, but I forget.
yeah. I guess
Yeah,
I guess I can't really ask you like which one is harder or easier because you haven't had much experience in Counter Strike.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, how do you
Um.
know? How did you and Yuenmi John meet? Kind of wanted to ask. Your friends, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You and me, right? It's kind of we are close friend.
Oh,
We are meet from kind of like role playing forum.
ooh, oh, role playing like online.
Yeah, yeah. We are meet online. We met online,
Okay.
but then we get so close. It's kind of like a real friends, not from internet. It really kind of like yeah, really close.
Oh wow.
Not only yeah.
So what you were talking about like you were
So
doing some like role playing games and stuff.
yeah, yeah. We will. We actually both of us love to write. Yeah, we make our original character or see something like that, and we write. We just yeah make a story from our original character, interaction with our original character, something like that.
Wait, you're creating like your own stories? So it's not a game.
Yeah, both of us.
Well, it's like
Yeah, it's
kind of
not a
an like
game actually.
activity. Damn,
It
that's
kind of
lovely.
like yeah activity. Yeah, it's like writing something like that, writing stories.
Wow. Is that something people do? Like I'm just missing out.
Oh,
And which platform do you do it
yeah,
on? Like just texting or
um, yeah, texting. Oh, we text. We're using text.
wow. Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So I guess do you have like do you all chat outside of this role playing world as well? Or do you just keep contacting in like the certain roles that you make?
Yeah. It's kind of like before there's a forum for that, but I think
Oh,
now the forum is dead. The forum is dead.
the form is
So
dead.
yeah, yeah. The forum is dead.
Unfortunately.
So we are gonna use kind of like a Discord. We make a Discord and make a channel for it.
Hmm. I see.
Yeah.
So what kind of like stories or characters did y'all do? Because I'm kind of unfamiliar with this territory. I would like
Yeah,
to know
it's
more.
okay. Yes, okay, it's okay. Actually, more my specialty is kind of like a fantasy type role playing.
Hmm.
I love fantasy. There's a character of me kind of like I usually play for a girl characters more than boy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Actually there's kind of like a role player like female role players who likes to play boy characters more. There's
Hmm.
something like sometimes they're like that, but for me for me it's easier to use girl characters and yeah, it's kind of like there's a forum that using kind of like what is called persona. I have a persona one
Okay.
and the persona type.
Persona the game or
Yeah.
okay.
Persona games. Using the break. We kind of like a reference
Hmm.
from that game. The
Interesting.
story, the background.
It's fascinating because damn, you can play like different
Yeah,
genres as well. Do
yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah. Uh,
text as if you are the characters and then y'all
yeah,
chat and then oh I guess it's kind of like the
we chat.
AI like role playing generation thing. I guess I haven't tried that extensively, but I've seen
Actually,
people play it on stream.
yeah, we gotta text what our characters do. So it's kind of like weather story. Actually, there's a two type role playing. This one is we only kind of like we use kind more the chat and we only kind of like put a little details on what our characters doing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
mostly it's like we are chatting, but in a type we type it.
Yeah. I
The
get it.
second one is kind of like a narrative one. Narrative one is kind of like more stories. So it's kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
we make a short stories on. We describe what our characters doing, what our characters feeling, and what our characters say. Something like that.
Damn, this is an interesting world. Um,
Yeah,
I
and
would like to
sometimes
think it's entertaining
uh,
to
yeah,
do
actually it's
actually.
entertaining.
Yeah, I'm drawn to it. You get to just play
And
different
actually it's
characters.
kind yeah, actually it's kind of like I want to make it a content kind of like writing stories with
Oh yeah, definitely.
viewers.
That's gonna be a good idea.
But yeah, but I still thinking and considering with the method kind of like do I need only the ideas or do I need to I mean like how far
Oh yeah,
our viewers
do you
can
only need an
contribute
idea, or do you
to
also have
our
to build up this part of the story? How far
yeah
do you need
yeah
to
yeah
go? Like how much do you need to write
yeah
and
yeah yeah
whatnot?
yeah
Yeah, then
yeah,
with
I'm
this form
still
of
thinking
content,
about that.
do you want to do it like a text based content, or do you want to turn it into video or whatever? I don't know.
Oh, I want to do it kind of like a free talk, but the free talk is
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm asking ideas to my viewers, and then I write it. I write it directly, maybe in the Google Docs or maybe on well, just write it
Damn. Is it
right
like sort
away.
of like D&D, I guess. I mean, D&D is a form of role playing. Dude,
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of like the Andy. Oh yeah, actually, kind of like if the background story of our role playing is kind of like a fantasy medieval. For me, it's kind of like the ND, but in the ND we played like we just say it. But in role playing that I used to is we write it descriptively
Yeah, right. That's a
what we're
huge
gonna do.
difference,
Yeah,
right? Because I've seen
yeah, it's
programs like
only like
that.
that.
I don't think it's D and
Yeah,
D.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like some other big role playing games. They'll sit down. It's a
yeah,
legit program. It's being filmed, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a verbal program.
yeah. It's
So I guess
purple.
role playing is more text based. You have to write stuff. Do you have to write like a
Yeah,
lot more?
yeah,
Like yeah,
yeah,
I guess
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to
Something
write the
like that.
story and whatnot. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, something
interesting. I
like that.
really like the idea of role playing. You get to play, like you get to, I guess, design a character that you are fond. I don't know, like where do you draw inspirations for the character? I guess it's really hard to explain because I mean you're gonna be playing someone that's not you, but that's kind
Yeah,
of like someone you fantasizing of
yeah,
becoming. It's like,
yeah,
what if I was this character? What would I do? Like I would want to be this character for like a period of time if I had the chance, and now this is the
yeah,
chance, I guess. Fascinating.
yeah, yeah. Something like that. We usually kind of like so it's gonna make a description what our characters look like. We make it in the description what our characters look like, and then and usually I kind of like make notes what his personality be like, something like that. So it will be more easier when I want to write the story, when I want to play this character. But
Damn.
yeah, every time I play this character, it's kind of like I'm always thinking like if I was this character, what would I do? What would I do? Something like that.
Yeah, okay, but it's
Yeah,
exciting that I
for
mean,
me,
yeah, sorry.
oh yeah, yeah. For me, it's kind of like I love it. I love to write something like that.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah, I love to do something like that,
Oh yeah,
writing stories.
I think I mean first of all, I would like to have some superpowers. I think that's also possible. It's a very enticing idea. You get to have superpowers and you get
Yeah,
to do whatever you want. But
yeah,
also,
yeah,
I guess how do you control, especially like I guess two people with different sex start role playing? How do they? I mean, they're gonna become very close friends because of the aspect of role playing. You know, they kind of have to control how far they want to go. You know,
oh
between
yeah.
the friendship and
It's
they can't go
yeah, yeah.
too far, right? Does that
I
happen
mean, some
sometimes? I imagine that would probably some happen sometimes
uh,
between people.
actually, actually, this kind of rule, there is kind of rules that you cannot god mode, god modding, something like that. It's like we need to know what our characters know the
Hmm.
information, how far our characters know the information. We cannot and there's sometimes for some interaction usually um we as the puppet master, we usually call it the puppet master, right?
Okay.
The puppet master will
Wait,
ask each
who
other,
is the
is it
puppet
okay,
master?
is this okay? The puppet master is the one who own the characters.
Oh, okay. So all of
So
you.
we ask each other kind of like what are you, is it okay if we're doing like this? We usually say something like that. We usually ask each other.
Oh, that's good. Setting
So it's
boundaries.
kind of like we don't go too far and
Yeah.
ruin others characters, something like that, our others character progress. But sometimes we play there's a character, there's a puppet master who didn't act and just went too far. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it
It's
happens.
for sure.
Sometimes, yeah,
Like
sometimes it happens.
something wild to imagine if you know
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they
sometimes
ever
it happens.
develop like romantic feelings
Yeah,
towards the characters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes this happens.
And,
Sometimes this happens.
and what happens next?
What happens is kind of like, oh my god. Some, yeah, sometimes yeah. If that's already happened, yeah, we're gonna try to ask the puppet master, can we, if we, sometimes yeah they want to like, oh, let's just make this to, like, we try to make a solution. Sometimes if we can't find a solution, yeah, it's just try
It
to
can go
get
both
along.
ways. It could,
And it's just yeah, and if that can be happen, it's just try to it just try to get along. But that means our milestone will be different. We need to revise our milestone, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like what if it works out? Like what if it actually what if it can work out
Yeah,
and
and
we just
it's
keep
already
going
work
with
out.
that?
Then
Just go
it's
along with
yeah, we,
that?
we could go going. And then sometimes, actually, sometimes there's also kind of like two puppet master say that let's just see what happens, something like that. It's like let's just make it flow like a water, something like that.
Damn,
Sometimes
I
it
haven't
just also
considered that.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And actually, as long as the progress didn't turn into a red flag, I think I guess it's already fine. Sometimes the progress can be like so complicated until it shows some red flags. Sometimes it can happen too.
Damn.
If we play our characters is complicated, if our characters have complicated minds and feelings, something like that. Yeah, this sometimes happens.
Would definitely be interesting playing an artificial intelligent robot. I would think. I'm just brainstorming what kind of ideas I can have. I would definitely want to try this one day. I don't know. Like, how do you even find, like, I guess role playing
um
partners like this? Who are is that's a
um
community you have to get in? Because I guess that's kind of like a hobby. It's like gaming. If you play this game or that game, it's like if you role play. I guess is it rare that people role play, or is it a common thing? Because I haven't met many people who
um
who does this.
actually actually I know this community is from my friend,
Yeah.
from another friends too.
Yeah, I guess there are
And
large communities you can
she
join.
didn't roleplay. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a community about it. But actually, yeah, it's not really kind of a popular. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not kind of popular like GND is not really popular like that.
D&D is not really pop.
Uh, actually, GND itself is not. Some people still don't know about it, right?
Yeah, it's more
Yeah,
like a Western thing, I think.
yeah. It's less popular. Actually, it's less popular, but yeah, there's community of it. It's just you need to find the right one, the
Yeah,
community first, something like that.
yeah, and it's proven that it's a very effective tool to making friends. I mean, look at you
Yeah,
two.
yeah,
Yeah, good, very close
yeah.
friends.
That's true.
Like y'all weren't
Yeah.
friends
If
before
you
you started role playing, and then during the process or after, y'all like become close friends. Is that what happened?
we're being close after the process. I mean, every process. We made it, and we just each other, and then we role play, and we just kind of like we are click together. We just kind of like click something like that. Yeah. Oh, we
Hmm.
click when we
Okay.
play. We click when we write. We click something like that.
Do y'all still do role playing? I don't think
Um.
today. Probably not.
I think right now, yeah. Today
Yeah, it just stopped.
it's kind of hard to find the time.
Time.
Yeah,
Damn.
time.
It takes quite a lot of time, I guess.
Yeah. It takes a lot of time to write.
To write, and also
Yeah, to
I
write.
guess
Yeah,
chatting. When you start chatting, you just don't stop. You can't stop. That's too addicting. Even
yeah.
even not role playing, I find myself like it takes up.
Yeah,
I don't even realize until like I look back and reflect on myself, like how much time does texting actually take? Because you like before that thinking process, I was like, it's fine. Like it takes no time to chat. So I just chat with as many
yeah,
people as I want. And then looking back, it's taken hours off days to just chatting. And like when you chat, you can't properly work on something. I was like, I'm fine. I can do everything all at once. No, you can't. Yeah, just started really started to manage my time with a clear mind after that thinking process. Damn. What do you?
uh, huh?
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah,
Did you just? I didn't get cut off, right?
yeah. It's kind of like yeah. Actually, when we try when we find a topic that really we want to play, yeah, it will be kind of like
Hmm.
takes a long time.
Yeah.
We can really play kind of like almost a day if we're really into it. But it's sometimes when the topic is kind of a little bit too heavy, like the emotion is too heavy or the characters is complicated. It's really like takes a long time to think.
Yeah, it really does
Something
take a
like
lot of
that.
brain power and a lot of thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So you have to
yeah, yeah,
think within a different character's mind, and you have to kind of simulate what they would think. Wow, that's like layer upon layer of thinking. I guess also this aspect of I guess spending this amount of time on a certain thing, and it's not really worth it, so I don't want to do it. I think this drives us content creators to create content also, because like okay, I'm obsessed over this thing, but you know when it's done, what do I really get out of it? It's yes, I had fun, but like I just want to either record it or through some way to bring worth to this thing. So like when it's done afterwards, I can look back at it, or like other people can look back at it, so it's actually worth something, in the world. I guess I mean at least that's part of why I want to make content and post them onto the internet, and this is a huge reason why I want to do this podcast as well. Like when I have conversations, I really want
yeah,
them recorded and not just a slip away, because sometimes sparks do generate from those conversations, and I want to keep them, and it's justified. It is a good thing to do to record them down, and for other people to enjoy. I
yeah.
guess and
I
not
don't
only
know.
yeah not only the experience but also knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, yeah, I kind of like, how to say it?
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Oh my gosh,
Take your time.
it's kind of like, yeah, I feel that way too. Kind of like, oh, this kind of like, just sometimes, just sometimes, yeah. I really want to do many things. Like I have idea for many contents, but it
Oh,
just
what kind of content do you want to make
cannot.
aside from streaming?
Actually, I kind of like to try to make to draw and to make a video for my drawing, but it's kind of like take a long of time.
Did I hear that right? You said tutorial or to
A
just draw? A drawing. Okay,
drawing, and
illustration.
then
All right.
made it a video, something like that, right?
Oh, it's
Maybe
like
like make animation, something like that, like
animation.
video animation. Yeah,
Wow,
I want to make animation,
that
something
takes a
like that.
lot of time and
But
dedication.
yeah, it really takes a lot of time. Oh
Yes,
my god, my time doko time.
there's some amazing AI tools that I mean I know AI is controversial, but there's some good ones that help you to fill color. It's like if you've drawn the line art out, I've seen that program, and you like you color the first frame of the start of the animation of your line art, and because it's an animation and like all those shapes kind of move incrementally, like
Yeah,
it takes very small steps each frame. The program can figure out like if the face is supposed to be this color and this part of the body is supposed to be that color. It can like help you to autofill all those colors along all those frames. That's pretty useful for color. I
yeah,
guess coloring doesn't
yeah.
take the most time. The line art takes the most time, I imagine. I don't know.
For me, actually, for me, it's both still takes time for me. So, because I am
Yeah. Oh,
still learning to draw.
how long been drawing?
Actually, not long. I think it's been kind of like a year.
Okay.
Actually, I'm still not. Yeah, sometimes I'm still struggling with the pose
Oh yeah,
and with the shading.
that's another thing. Posing and anatomy, I
Yeah,
guess. You could really distort how a
yeah,
human being looks or the face. Do you find
yeah.
faces being like an exponentially harder thing to draw like than the rest of the body? I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Actually, yeah. For me, I'm trying. Especially the eyes. The eyes. It's really hard for me.
Ice, ice.
Yeah,
Such a significant human feature. Not only human features,
yeah,
it's a feature, such a significant feature across all biological life. When you
yeah.
see a pair
And
of eyes,
actually,
you instantly
uh-huh.
lock onto them, right? Doesn't
Yeah,
matter who you
yeah.
are. Yeah.
It- yeah, and yeah, I think I really love to ice. I mean, like in a I love to draw ice, but it's kind of hard. I was just say the coloring. I still try to make. I mean, like I already have in my brain. It's kind of like I already imagine what I want, but still don't know how to process it, how to transfer it into actual drawing yet.
It's okay.
And
You'll
the
get it.
colorings and
You'll
whatever.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep trying and don't give up.
Yeah, still trying.
Yeah. And I know you gotta go soon. I don't want to drag you for too long. It's like 12 p.m. right now, I think, your time.
It's already 12 p.m.
Yeah. Damn, that's been such a wonderful talk. I very much enjoyed it. Damn, I didn't think I would be
Yeah, it's,
I would enjoy it
yeah,
this
yeah.
much. It's
Yeah.
really relaxing. I just chat about games and stuff. I'm not really like the biggest gamer, but we chat a lot about games. Yeah, and I definitely want to try role playing
as
sometime in
long
the future.
as yeah, if maybe when I have time and I have a topic, we can try.
Nice.
We can try it.
Yeah, maybe you could be the person who leads me into the world. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. It's been Airi-chan, and you stream on
And
Twitch, both Twitch and YouTube. I think you wanted to
yeah, Twitch
I
and
guess
YouTube.
talk
Yeah.
a little bit about
Um,
like why you do both platforms.
Oh, actually, kind of like I want to do it first at Twitch, right?
Mhm.
But before I'm joining kind of like a party, and the party wants me to do it in YouTube rather than Twitch. That's why I started the stream on YouTube, and most of the viewers is even though I say the kind of like I stream on both language in like the global one English and Indonesian. They are still the viewers mostly Indonesian in YouTube, and
Okay, so let me
probably that's
clarify.
part of it because kind of like the party is Indonesian, so
Okay, so you stream internationally on Twitch and then
yeah,
Indonesian, your
so
local, on YouTube. So you kind of split
on
your
YouTube something
audience,
like that.
and you stream on
Yeah,
different
yeah,
times also
yeah,
on different
yeah.
platforms.
After I quit the party, since kind of like they prefer me to in YouTube, right? After I quit the party, I started in Twitch for international, and since that day I do both platform.
Okay. Do you feel like it's beneficial to split your audience like this? Or do you,
Actually, it's kind of like yeah. Since most of Indonesian doesn't know about don't know about English. You don't know about English. You don't understand English. That's why, yeah, I think it's more beneficial for me to do both.
definitely.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would also imagine it's like harder to manage, I guess. 'Cause you're taking
Yeah.
care of, like,
Yeah.
are they almost becoming like two distinctive groups of fans? I guess.
Yeah. It's
Kind of a
kind of
weird
like
way to
that.
look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of like that. Because some for international people they don't know Indonesian, and for Indonesian they don't know English.
Yeah, and
Oh
it's
my
different
gosh.
times
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
but if sometimes if my international viewers went to YouTube, I will still talk in English. I mean, like if we
Like
have
when I went onto
international,
your stream. Yeah, that was
yeah,
really
yeah,
kind.
yeah.
I guess yeah, links will be down below. Check out the Twitch channel. That's the international one, right? And you also do art,
Yeah.
I guess. You could also find that.
Yeah, I do arts.
It's all
Yeah, I do
linked.
arts.
I guess Twitch or Twitter. Like it's all linked. Is all your stuff linked below Twitch?
Yeah,
If so, I just fuck that channel. Yeah. Yeah, check her out.
yeah, I have every links in Twitch.
All right. Damn, it's been good. Thanks for coming out and chat with me. And
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me in here.
yeah, no problem. It's been
I really
awesome.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you later, guys. How was it?
Oh my gosh. We talked so much.
That was. Yeah, I'm very happy.